Hello aspirants, this is me Yasmin Gill presenting to you the PIB highlights of 9th of January. So you can follow all these videos on this particular link of an academy and you can also rate and review them. So friends, do not forget to rate and review the videos. And how can you do so? Quickly go on an academy, search PIB January. So you'll come across a course, and do not just review this course in case you're following MCQ course, separately rate and review the MCQ course as well. So once you click on any of the courses, you'll come across a heading known as reviews. While clicking on it, you can write your review, as well as there'll be certain stars shown there, by virtue of which you can actually give the star ratings. So beginning, we have under history, culture and geography section. Under geography, we have cold wave spell, particularly in northern India and or more precisely northwestern India. So why so? Geography related questions. So firstly, it is because of the eastward movement of the western disturbance. Western disturbance you must have surely studied in your geography. Also, see, there are two factors. One is upper air circulation, which is moving over North Pakistan and neighborhood and currently moving eastward towards India. Also, even at the lower and middle levels, we have dry northwesterly cold winds. So both these things are causing a very cold wave in the northwestern part of India. Other than that, so this is one of the factor which you have to study for your cold wave. Next, we come to society and related issues. Inauguration of Nobel Exhibition at Science City in Ahmedabad. So it's a meeting of various of the Nobel laureates. By Nobel, I do not mean the adjective Nobel. This is the prize related, so Nobel laureates. So they'll be meeting at Science City, Ahmedabad, and this particular conference would be organized by Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, obviously Government of Gujarat because it is in Ahmedabad, and the Nobel Media. So they will be organizing it at Science City, Ahmedabad. Next, we have road safety, very important topic. Otherwise also you must know what are the causes of the increasing number of accidents in India and what can be the steps that the government can take. 2 days back we also did 2 apps brought up by Ministry of Road and Transport. So looking at certain other issues here, there is a road safety walk which is conducted or started from India Gate in New Delhi. Also, this particular has been organized by Ministry of Road Transport along with Delhi Police, along with the Society for Indian automobile manufacturers. Also, just for remembering sake, you can mention these 4 E's of road safety. Engineering, be it of road engineering or be it of vehicle engineering. Then we have enforcement, law enforcement, education and emergency care. Next, we have under level playing field. Very important and informative article related to BCCI. So this is from Indian Express. So let's go through it. See, firstly, what were the earlier flaws in BCCI? By earlier, I mean before the Lodha committee gave its recommendations. So it was a sort of a club which consisted of members only. By members only, I mean, so these were the high gentry and well-connected people, and therefore BCCI membership was not at all inclusive. Also, it worked like a closed society without any sort of transparency. Other than that, these are 2 very good lines. Just use them in case such a question comes, because see, BCCI is in news. So what are these lines? I'll read them as such. Seniors were the uncles to junior, while juniors got addressed as sons. So that shows the nepotism which was prevailing. Next and last line. Association turned into a family firm whereby only the names changed while the surnames remained the same. So these were some of the problems plaguing the BCCI. Obviously, there would be more to it. And what did the Lodha committee recommended? Obviously, there are more recommendations. This is just an overview as expressed in the Indian Express article. So firstly, it made entry into cricket associations very easy so that even normal people can get entry into this particular association. Other than that, even Supreme Court has spoken about the same. It has said that every international cricketer will automatically be a member of the state bodies. Plus, seats are reserved for player association. That means giving more power to players. And lastly, we have proper tenure, that is term and age related caps, so that a continuous sort of membership doesn't continue. Next, we have, see, if we keep on changing new people and make new blood flowing into the BCCI, this will I would say cut down the probability of power getting into the heads of people who are constantly in the membership. So new blood has to be replaced and old people, they have to go away. So that was the whole idea of the Lodha committee. Other than that, see, all is well, good, well suggested, but the problem, there might be a lot of problems ahead which we might not think right now. Firstly, see, Lodha committee has taken a big leap of faith by giving powers to players by way of player association. Good enough, but it depends on the players whether they use this power in a positive sense or in a negative sense. But also, irrespective of whether they use in the positive or negative sense, there will obviously be a class clash between the old people as well as the new membership. So there will be a class clash because various interests are involved into it. Also, old people might be by way of various incentives such as free lunch, foreign trips, ceremonial powerless positions, control and rule by proxy still in the BCCI. So there's a very important statement here, just do use it. So what remains to be seen is whether the new members would be happy in merely entering the club or will they aspire to occupy the chair. So it all depends on the new membership, how will it function and how will it use the power that is to be handed over to them by virtue of Lodha committee recommendations. Also, new administration must be careful that it should not make the old mistakes. And plus lastly, we have a very amazing and truthful line: Indian cricket's strength comes from fans and not from administrators. This should be understood by the new players. Next, we have polity and governance. We have India Development Foundation. So this is of overseas Indians to promote philanthropic works by overseas Indians to social projects. So this is a not-for-profit trust set up by Government of India and chaired by External Affairs Ministry. Also, by this particular foundation, overseas Indians can contribute as an individual, as a group of individual, or through respective Indian associations. Also, the Development Foundation does not recover any sort of administrative cost for these donations. Next, we have under random collection. Do remember the current Prime Minister of Portugal. Why important? Because he is a person of Indian origin, also has his roots in Goa, evident from the name itself, Dr. Antonio Costa. Also, last year it was decided to hold PBD, that is Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention, after an interval of 2 years. Otherwise, it is held annually. Next, we have under economy section, India International Exchange at Gift City, Gandhinagar. Very important because it is India's first international stock exchange, which will be very beneficial to our economy. Next, we have under environment, Prime Minister's 10-point agenda on disaster risk reduction. Very important from disaster, I would say, management point of view. We have this in our syllabus too. And also, disaster risk reduction was very much in news today because of a very popular conference, Asian Ministerial Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction, which was held in New Delhi. So that very place, Prime Minister came up with this 10-point agenda, which is very easier to remember. So firstly, you have to remember first two bullet points in a continuous line. How do we do so? See, all developmental sectors must imbibe disaster risk management to cover the risk for all. Done. Next, we'll have various stakeholders who will be combined. So we'll be combining women, we'll be combining local people, we'll be combining universities, we'll be combining and using social media. And what does social media mean? It means technology. So ending, these are the highlighted portion, that is stakeholders. So after we use technology, what will we do with the help of technology? We will do risk mapping with the help of technology. Also, two last points you have to remember by yourself, which says that after disaster, do learn from the lessons. So do not just forget the lessons once the disaster gets over after some time. And last and very important, international collaboration and international response has also to be pooled in. So this is a way, one short way whereby you can remember the Prime Minister's 10-point agenda on disaster reduction. Next, we have Jal Manthan 3. So Ministry of Water Resources would be organizing it, and this will be organized in New Delhi. Next, we have Beyond OddEven. Again, very good article written in Indian Express. So why is OddEven back in news? See, Supreme Court has given, I would say, a small possibility of reintroduction of this particular scheme, that is OddEven scheme in Delhi. So Supreme Court has said recently that this scheme will be compulsorily enforced in case the pollution level, that is air pollution, goes beyond a particular limit to reach up to emergency or severe grade levels. So this is Supreme Court's interpretation of the scheme, that this particular scheme will help cut down the air pollution levels. But see, reintroducing this particular scheme again in Delhi would be problematic in case certain other side-by measures are not taken. What are the other side-by measures, or what can be the other side-by measures? See, few of the very good measures and very innovative ones are given here. First one is carpool lane. So this particular concept very famous in US. So what is done here is there are reserved lanes. Reserved for whom? Reserved for those people who do carpooling. And in these lanes, traffic is regulated in a very fast manner, and time of traffic clearance on roads is very fast. So it is good for people as well, good for environment as well. Also, these roads, because there'll be very much of density there, because people will be moving towards these roads if they do carpool. So if they do carpool and people move towards these roads, proper safety checks are done, and these safety checks will help in promoting civilized driving. For example, even in USA, we have very heavy fines which are imposed on violators of this particular scheme, that is carpool lane. Because one particular driver may injure the life of many others which are pooling with him. Also, see, a good enough scheme is there, but what can be the hurdles in this particular scheme, that is carpool lane? Firstly, is it to be made a 24/7 scheme? Plus, whether do we need to fix a minimum number of occupants in the vehicle? Also, which all will be the vehicles that will be covered? Be it bikes or be it cars, which will be the vehicles that would be covered under this particular scheme? Other measure and very popular one, cheap public transport, and this should be done till the pollution level is stable. In fact, the author mentions it to make it free till the pollution level is stable, just like it was done recently in Paris. So overall, what the summary of this particular article was that odd-even scheme cannot succeed in isolation. It has to be supplemented by various side effects. Next, we have this MCQ which was asked in today's MCQ lesson in the morning, which is related to gas hydrates, very important geographical resource. So just go through this course for its answer and you can also enroll for the course. So that's it for today. If you find the initiative useful, do not forget to rate and review. Thank you so much.